Northeast on 15.
You're watching ESPN's Rivalry Week, presented by Wendy's.
The road trip for the Tar Heels starts at Carmichael Arena as they head northeast on 15-501. No inclement weather can spoil this road trip, and in about 15 minutes, you're rolling onto the Duke campus and right up to Cameron. Welcome to Big Monday, presented by Verizon. It's all a part of the ACC on ESPN. And tonight, the 87th meeting as number 3 Duke gets set to take on number 17 North Carolina in a rivalry unlike any other. The Blue Devils have won the last 7 meetings in this series. Everyone in the ACC chasing unbeaten Notre Dame. Both Duke and Carolina will head to South Bend at the end of the month. And welcome to Cameron Indoor Stadium. I'm Beth Mullins along with Stephanie White, whose Purdue team in 1999 beat Duke to win the national championship. And Stephanie, we're at that time of the year now where we're talking about NCAA tournament bids and seeds and these great rivalry matchups.
Well, next to March, this is my favorite time of year. Rivalry week, records go out the window, everybody lays it on the line.
All right, let's go one-on-one right now, and it's a Duke team very familiar with this rivalry and a lot of youngsters for Carolina that haven't been here before.
Well, you can see the numbers in terms of game experience in this rivalry. The freshmen for North Carolina, it could bode well for them. They have no fear. They don't know about the 7-game losing streak. But the Dukies certainly understand the importance of this matchup and the importance of this rivalry.
Well, none of these Tar Heels have beaten Duke before. They'll go with 3 freshmen in the lineup. Gray averaging 16 per game in her last 6 games. DeShields could be the top scoring freshman in Carolina history, and McDaniel was all ACC as a rookie last year with similar statistics this season as a sophomore. Meanwhile, Duke is led by the 3 seniors. Tricia Liston is the most accurate 3-point shooter in ACC history. Rashae Jackson has replaced Chelsea Gray, whose Duke career ended with a knee injury last month. And then Haley Peters making her 99th career start tonight for Joanne P. McCauley in her 7th season at Duke. She took Michigan State to the national championship game in 2005 before arriving here in Durham. They have won back-to-back ACC titles. And they are in their home whites, road blues, for the Tar Heels. And this is Alicia Gray with the miss, offensive rebound for McDaniel and the kick out. Gray, the left-hander, will try for 3, and she's got it.
It's going to be important for Duke all night long to not allow those second chance opportunities. Whether they're matched up in the man or the zone, you must find a body and box out.
Expecting a track meet tonight as Williams scores inside. Both of these teams scoring over 80 points per game. Diamond DeShields off the mark on her first attempt, and she'll hear the chorus of air balls from the Cameron Crazies. DeShields, the freshman out of Norcross, Georgia, averaging 16 per game. No Tar Heel rookie has ever averaged more than 15. And the turnover gives it back to UNC. There is Andrew Calder. He's the acting coach this year with Sylvia Hatchell tending to her leukemia diagnosis. And the 3-pointer is good for McDaniel. We want to, of course, send our best out to Coach Hatchell. We understand she is doing well. The leukemia is in remission. She's finishing up her treatments. And Calder has been right there by her side for all of their 28 years together in Chapel Hill.
And Coach Calder talked about the fact that Coach Hatchell spoke to the team about the importance of this rivalry and really getting them to embrace it.
There's McDaniel stepping into the passing lane. She'll try and finish it off at the other end. The nice dish from DeShields. So we're already seeing, Stephanie, the Tar Heels' strengths. Offensive rebounds and transition baskets.
Pushing in transition, very important for Duke to be diligent. Pay attention to the details offensively. Quick shots and turnovers will lend to the strength of the Tar Heels.
Here's Liston looking for the 3, short on the shot. Peters tries to follow, bothered by Stephanie Mavunga, and third opportunity will not go for the Blue Devils. DeShields off the crossover, and the pull-up is good. A member of the #1 ranked recruiting class in the country coming out of high school last year.
And the mid-range game is so tough for a lot of players. That's one area that Diamond DeShields really excels in. She is quick off the dribble, quick off her feet, and elevates over defenders.
Jackson gets it back inside to Williams, and Elizabeth taking advantage of the freshman she's up against tonight.
And it's a good sign for Duke. The last few ball games, Elizabeth Williams has not gotten a lot of opportunities in the offense. They have to continue to give her touches, and she has to be able to go to work.
Tifa Coleman swings it around to McDaniel. She finds a lane and knifes to the bucket for 2 more. She's got 7 of their 12. And the quick counter, Liston with the layup. Looking for another 3. And that hit the top of the backboard. And we'll go back to Duke. Duke Kantner, Ed Siglaski, and Sue Bloch, the officials here tonight. This is Alexis Jones, the sophomore out of Irving, Texas. Grew up playing with Odyssey Sims, the All-American at Baylor. And Williams backing in the defender again. Elizabeth has come out aggressive, and she's got 6.
The last 2 games, she only totaled 10 points. Right away, recognizing the switch on the up screen, going to work against the Shields. But you have got to be able to come back and match up quickly, because Carolina will make you pay.
That's as smooth a jumper as you will find in the college game. Jones pulls up for 2. And then the inbound violation. McDaniel stepped over the end line. He goes back to the Blue Devils.
In a game like this, in a matchup like this, it's about the little things. It's about the 50-50 balls. It's about eliminating some of those unforced turnovers.
Liston with the catch and then gets tripped up by McDaniel. And the foul on Xylina, the sophomore out of Columbia, South Carolina, last year's ACC Rookie of the Year. First Tar Heel to win that honor since Camille Little in the 2004 season. And another takeaway, Coleman. Some iffy passing offensively here for Duke in the early minutes.
And I believe that if Duke will continue to reverse the basketball, play within the system offensively, they will get high percentage looks. You can't try to get it all in 1-2 pass offense.
Ray able to get underneath. The Tar Heels getting close in by the rim to score.
We talked in the open about the fact that this is a young team and they don't understand the rivalry yet. They certainly have come in and played with no fear from the opening tip.
That'll be a hands-on freedom of movement foul called on the Shields, but the Tar Heels off to a terrific start. 16-10 rivalry week here at Cameron. Starting out shooting 70%, and Steph McDaniel's 3 for 3.
Well, she did a good job of eyeing up, seeing them match up and knocking down the 3, running in transition and taking Elizabeth Williams off the bounce. That's a tough matchup for Williams to have to guard the penetration from the perimeter, and McDaniel takes advantage.
The sophomore familiar with this rivalry, one of the few Tar Heels that has played in this game, lost a couple times last year to the Blue Devils. Of course, she is the daughter of the X-Man, Xavier McDaniel, the longtime NBA star.
Yeah, and she talked about how when she was young, her father asked her, if you're serious about this, and she said, yes, I am. And she said, there were days where he really went to work on me. There were days where I didn't want to do it anymore, but it certainly got me to the point where I am today, and she hears him every time in the stands.
She plays with a ferocity out there. Has come out real aggressive. Liston will try for 3, and a quick shot there, and a foul on the rebound. If that's DeShields, that is her second. Diamond DeShields with 2 here in the first 5 minutes.
When you take a look at DeShields right there, it looks like she just got that offhand with Elizabeth Williams.
Boy, and that's tough for the Tar Heels because both those fouls were just bumps. Diamond didn't get her money's worth, so she departs early, the leading scorer for the Tar Heels, replaced by Brittany Roundtree, the 5'9" junior from Jacksonville, Florida. And here is Brittany. Bounce Gray into the lane. That shot is blocked. O'Dara Cheatham has come on for Duke. And the entry pass pass off the fingertips of November.
There were a couple times offensively at Carolina, a little bit late on the flare screen pass. Might have had a shot right there, and then just one more dribble to get a better angle for that post entry. You got to take advantage of that matchup. Peters has Gray down low. Spacing needs to be a little bit better, but a good opportunity to get a good look.
Elbow jumper, no good from Williams. Good hustle by Cheatham to keep it alive. Peters drops it off for Williams. The spinner won't go, and tipped up and in. Odom and one.
Well, Coach P talked to us this morning about Odom able to get some more minutes. She does such a good job of making the hustle play. Doesn't quite get it the first opportunity, but right there for the tip-in.
Cheatham, the freshman out of Oakland, California, they want her to board, and they want a little bit more productivity. They really like the way she played in the Notre Dame game, even though that was a Duke loss here at home. And she has become the first off the bench, and they will get another possession. Of course, Jones with a lot more ball handling responsibilities. Into Williams. Offensive rebound again. Cheatham. This is the 8th game for the Blue Devils now without Chelsea Gray, whose Duke career has ended with her second kneecap injury that happened in mid-January.
Alexis Jones, we were talking to her about the difference this season from last season, and she said, you know, I just feel much more confident and comfortable. And Chelsea talks to me all the time on the bench. You can see she's very vocal with her team, still involved in communicating a lot of things on both ends.
Fouls on Cheatham. That is the first Duke foul of the night. Gray will try and dial it up. Hard off the back iron. Jones on the run. The cross to the right side. And the box out. That's Hillary Summers now into the game for Carolina. McDaniel a little out of control, and she is called for the offensive foul, and that is now 2 on Xylina. So the top 2 guns for the Tar Heels have a Fanny on the bench.
Maybe a little over-anxious by Xylina. Good idea to attack the paint, but you've got to be under control. She needs to be on the floor. Even though she's still technically an underclassman, she is the leader of this Carolina team.
Now where does the production come for UNC? Williams kicks it out to Liston. Unable to dial it up, and the offensive foul on the rebound will go against Rashae Jackson.
Right now, if you're Carolina, you have to think about tightening it up on the defensive end and tightening it up in terms of finishing the play. If they can get rebounds and get into position, get a little bit easier looks for these players that are on the floor. And these are guys who aren't necessarily creating their own shots, but they can get high percentage looks in transition.
Another hand check / armbar foul. This one will be the first on Alexis Jones.
Carolina going to the Duke going to the matchup zone out of the sideline, out of bounds.
Number 10, Danielle Butts is now into the ball game for the Tar Heels. There's the trap out top and the turnover.
That is exactly what I would do if I'm Coach P. Use your experience and attack their inexperience in that zone. That trap, it's a big trap, it's an aggressive trap.
That's with Jessica Washington now, the freshman out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, at the point for UNC. They've been focusing on this end of the floor. Their defense suspect in their 3-game skid. And the nice spin inside for Jackson.
And what a luxury it is to have if you're Duke. Rashae Jackson inserted into the starting lineup after the injury to Chelsea Gray, and she's averaging almost 12 points and 5 boards a ball game since then.
The kick out, Washington's got the 3. Already the 3rd of this first half for the Tar Heels. They don't rely a whole lot on the deep ball. Williams continues to work down in the paint. She's already got 8.
And I think you hit the nail on the head right there. She's working to get the basketball. There are a lot of times where she kind of disappears offensively. She is making an effort to demand the basketball.
Reaching in there is Williams to jar it loose. 6 Tar Heel turnovers, and then they take it right back. fifth giveaway for Duke. Gray bothered by Williams. Offensive rebound. Another opportunity for the Tar Heels. Danielle Butts.
Great job of just pursuing the basketball by Carolina. Hard work is rewarded with the two. Again, you got a mismatch down low. Got to be able to take advantage. A little bit of touch on that pass.
Instead, Williams turns it over. Carolina up 5. In a terrific rivalry. Really cranked up in the 2000s as Duke won 12 in a row. Beard, Crapel, and Tillis never lost to the Tar Heels. And then Ivory Latta and Camille Little and Erlena Larkins took over. They moved all the way up, knocked off a #1 ranked team for the first time. They went on a roll and they became the top-ranked team in the land. That 2006 season, of course, the memorable one for the ACC. Both these teams in Maryland, all in the Final Four. Maryland winning the national championship. And presently, it's all Blue Devils. They are on a 7-game win streak. None of the Tar Heels in uniform today has a win over their arch rivals. Carolina still leads the series all time. They are seeking their first win here at Cameron in 6 years. And they are off to a good start, shooting better than 50%, but they have their top 2 players on the bench, Diamond DeShields and Xylina McDaniel, with 2 quick fouls each. Tricia Liston for the Blue Devils. Cold start, just 1 of 5 shooting. And here is Alexis Jones. And Jones, nobody stops ball, and she rolls it in.
Great recognition by Alexis Jones. Nobody's going to stop penetration. Take it all the way to the rim.
All 18 Blue Devil points in the blue paint. Butts couldn't hang on. Knocked out of there by Jones.
Lots of really good energy and active defensively right now for Duke in that zone.
Peters stuffed by Gray. Trying to negotiate this zone look from the Blue Devils.
And right now, Carolina just passing the ball right around the perimeter, playing into the hands of this defense.
Coleman has to jack it up to beat the shot clock. Does not touch the rim, and a whistle with 1 second on the shot clock. I think Sue Blau was anticipating the buzzer going off. Since that ball did not hit the rim, they'll go with the inadvertent whistle, and it will be a jump ball, held ball, and it will go to Duke.
Well, Andrew Calder talking to his team about attacking the gaps in the zone. You see Xylina McDaniel comes back in the ballgame with 2 fouls. But you can't be okay with just passing it around the perimeter and jacking up a 3. You have to find ways to penetrate the zone, whether it's dribble penetration or penetrating passes.
I think Andrew realized they needed something in the middle. Peters trying to get it down low to Williams. Terrific defense on the ball for the Tar Heels. And now a pushing foul will be called on UNC. That's going to go on Hillary Summers, her first.
Well, Carolina very active right now defensively, getting a lot of touches and deflections. Duke seems to be a little bit rushing in the quarter-court offense.
Derek Cheatham. Again, more paint points for Duke. Cheatham with 4 off the bench. And the Blue Devils are within 1. McDaniel with the catch. Steps away and then back inside for 2.
What patience and poise by McDaniel. She didn't have the back-to-the-basket move. She saw the double team coming, retreated, and then attacked. Elizabeth Williams has to do a better job of staying in his stance on McDaniel.
So that is 4 for 4 here in the first half. Cheatham, rebound, and a foul. And with 9:25 to go, Duke is into the bonus. Well, ESPN is a proud partner in the Play for K initiative, which raises money and awareness for breast cancer. Sunday, it's the official Play for K games, including Kentucky and Tennessee. Play for K, part of Rivalry Week presented by Wendy's. Sunday at 1 o'clock on ESPN, also live on your Watch ESPN app. That is one of many. Check your local listings. Got all kinds of games on the ESPN network Sunday afternoon, and we'll be right back here sporting our pink on Big Monday with the Blue Devils hosting the Maryland Terrapins in a rematch of that 2006 National Championship game. Liston has now returned for Duke. Leaves it off for Coleman. Cheatham down on the deck, trying to get the timeout, and is tied up. And this one will go to Carolina.
Well, Cheatham's been a big spark off the bench for Duke. She's done a good job of doing exactly what Coach P talked to us about needing from her, rebounding and defending, and she's been able to knock down a couple shots while she's at it. She's got 5.
By the way, these Tar Heels on Sunday, their Play for K game, a terrific rivalry with North Carolina State. What a job Wes Moore has done in his first season at NC State. That's a tournament team now.
Tournament team and an ACC contender.
Yes. McDaniel, 5 for 5 to start out.
Well, she's been a part of this rivalry. She certainly understands it. She also understands that this team is on a 3-game losing streak, and they need to find a way to turn the tide.
And they have held Tricia Liston to just 1 of 6 shooting. She's 0 for 4 from downtown. She's the most accurate three-point shooter in ACC history.
What a catch by Jackson. That was a tough pass to handle, and Jackson just went up and got it and able to finish.
All of the points coming in the paint here in the first half for Duke. And now DeShields is back out on the floor for Carolina. She'll try for 3, and she's got it.
Well, Carolina is being very patient, and they're doing a good job of stepping into those threes and knocking them down with confidence.
Peters, we're going to get a 3-second violation and another Blue Devil turnover. Terrific defense from the Tar Heels.
Xylina McDaniel's perfect from the gets it on the reversal, knocks down her second 3 of the ball game.
And here at Duke, North Carolina shooting 54%. They're up 29-23, trying to end a 7-game skid against their arch rivals. DeShields looking for 3 more, and she's got it.
Really good job of breaking the pressure and then making them pay. The skip pass, DeShields steps into it and knocks it down.
Stephanie, one of the big problems for Duke in their home losses here to UConn and Notre Dame was on the defensive end, and they are struggling to contain Carolina right now.
Well, if you look at it player to player, the athleticism of Carolina right now, taking advantage, attacking, forcing rotations, and getting wide open looks.
Again, Duke a bit out of control. Not so for Carolina. DeShields with the pull-up. It's the biggest lead of the night.
And that's so pretty, being able to stop on a dime and elevate. Diamond DeShields certainly in contention for National Freshman of the Year, and she's showing you why. She's got the full skill set.
Inside to Liston as Duke tries to bring the crowd back into it. They trail by 9. 6.5 to go here in the first half.
Now, it's been fun to watch the evolution of Tricia Liston's game here at Duke. Came in primarily a 3-point shooter. Now does such a good job of moving without the basketball. And Rashae Jackson getting the steal. Defensive end. Can Duke convert?
Dropped it off for Williams, and Elizabeth Williams now into double digits with 10. nice surprise here for Carolina, and in a good way for the Tar Heels. Already above their season average. Novanga goes to work inside and scores her first basket. And the freshman out of Indianapolis, one of the top rebounders and shot blockers in the ACC. Liston tries the back door, and boy, the turnovers mounting here in the first half. Duke struggling to deal with the Carolina pressure. That's 8 giveaways. Well, ESPN is a proud partner in the Play for K initiative, which raises money and awareness for breast cancer. Amongst the games you can find on Sunday afternoon, Wisconsin and Penn State. Also live on your Watch ESPN app. Check your local listings for the game that'll be on in your area. And perhaps you'll see North Carolina and NC State on Sunday, and more of Diamond DeShields.
She's already hit a couple. You've got to be able to know where she is and get out there and contest that shot. Force her to put the ball on the floor.
Williams, I believe the first bucket outside the lane tonight for the Blue Devils.
And that's 12 already in this ballgame for Elizabeth Williams. So you think that Coach P didn't say she needs more than 8 shots that she had combined in the last 2 ballgames. Get her touches.
Coleman off the ball fake, gets the roll. Another good attack by the Tar Heels, and Williams quickly the other way.
Really good job by Alexis Jones of putting that pass on the money. Hitting Elizabeth Williams in stride. That's not an easy straight line pass.
She's already 7 for 11 in this first half. But it's DeShields and McDaniel at the other end that have carved out a 10-point lead. They have combined for 27 points, both of them playing extensive minutes with 2 fouls here in the first half. The handle. And then DeShields throws it right back to the white jerseys.
And we know that Carolina's a team that likes to have a lot of possessions. They have a tendency to turn the ball over an awful lot. 29 times in their loss to Syracuse, 24 in their loss to Georgia Tech. It is imperative that you value each possession, if not just for one game, but for postseason.
Ball will stay with Duke. The Tar Heels are up 10 on the road.
Well, Diamond DeShields has been on fire. She's got 15, 3 of 3 from 3. You got to get up there and you got to contest. And Coleman attacking off the dribble, laying it in.
Little Diamond DeShields, along with Xylina McDaniel, they've combined for 27 points. For Carolina, they are feasting on Duke turnovers, while the Blue Devils have been camping out in the lane and scoring at will inside. One chance there for Williams. They have not been able to get Liston going. She's just 2 of 8. Now look at that. Way too easy on the dribble drive for Latifah Coleman.
Well, Carolina's been able to set up those penetrating drives. By the way, they've been shooting the 3, 7 of 12 from the 3-point line. They only shoot at 31% on the season. That opens up those drives because you have to worry about the contest.
Liston had it, couldn't hang on.
Well, Coleman just sees the lane, and Jones just standing straight up there. You have to guard the ball until you hand it off to another player in the zone. You can't just assume that Carolina's going to pass it and move it around the perimeter.
Tar Heels up a dozen. They have made their last 8 shots. Gray trying to make it 9 in a row, and there's the miss, but they'll get another opportunity. McDaniel with the rebound. DeShields dialing it up. Well, they're not used to making this many threes. And now maybe perhaps relying a little bit too much on it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the concerns. You make them early and then you settle is a Carolina team that certainly, you think about their athleticism and ability to put the ball on the floor, they have to continue to look to attack as well.
The Tar Heels, stunning developments here in the first half. Coming in, losing their last 3 games, but it's a whole different story when they're up against their rivals. McDaniel goes around Williams.
That's her first miss of the ball game.
5 of 6 tonight.
It's interesting talking to Xylina McDaniel. She's still an underclassman, yet she's a veteran on this team, and she sounds a little bit like a mother hen talking about the freshmen and how she's trying to help them adjust and something happen on the floor and communicating with them on the floor, and she's going to come out of the ball game. Remember, she's still got those 2 fouls. You want to make sure you protect her.
She will come out for the final 137 with her dad looking on. Looks like he must be listening to the Carolina broadcast as well on his headset there.
No smiles yet.
Still a ways to go.
Still a long ways to go.
Stay with us too at halftime in the studio. They will cover the passing tonight of Betty James, affectionately known as Jump Shot around women's basketball, the first executive director of the Women's Basketball Coaches Association, who dedicated her life to the game. Her smile and her zest for life will be missed. Our best to her family. Jump Shot Betty James.
Not one person in the game of women's basketball that hasn't been positively impacted by Betty James at one point or another.
And into the final minute here at Cameron. Williams now with 16 in the first half. The timeout here for North Carolina. We will take the quick timeout with them. It's a 10-point Go a big first 20 minutes here for North Carolina. Well, 19. Can they finish it out with one more? And bit of a shocker, I think, for a lot of folks expecting the veteran Blue Devils to handle the young Tar Heels. Not the case.
Well, Carolina is playing free. They're playing with no fear. Continuing to stick with their game plan, be aggressive to the rim, and they're knocking shots down.
Like that one right there for Danielle Butts. They've hit 7 threes, and defensively they have been disruptive on the perimeter. Duke has scored well inside. But 45 first half points. The most that Duke has allowed this year is 46.
When you think about this Carolina team, not only are they athletic, they are skilled. These young players who have come in, their transition seems to have been seamless on the floor. They're able to play confident, knocking down the threes. They're 7 of 14 from the three-point line. They understand the game. Andrew Calder talked about their high IQ, their competitiveness to win. This is a team that wants to change this program. They want to win a national championship, and they're certainly playing like they're on their way there at some point in their career.
And for a Duke team that is the 3rd best three-point shooting team in the country, they are getting outscored from downtown 21-0 here in the first half. Two seconds the difference. Shot and game clock.
Good stagger screen. Liston able to get a little bit of daylight and knock it down.
There's her first triple after a cold first half. And now Coleman on the run, swatted by Williams with 2 seconds to go.
What a play by Elizabeth Williams. This is what should happen. I'm there to protect the rim. No, thank you, not this time.
Second best shot blocker in Duke history. The junior is already 8th all-time in NCAA play.
Had a block shot in 91 straight games until she did not give one in that Notre Dame game. 2 seconds on the clock, see if Carolina can get a look.
DeShields gets the shot off in time, and it's no good. Jones got a piece of it. But a big first half for Carolina, 45-36, trying to end a 7-game drought against Duke. And now let's get you back to Todd Grisham in the Land Rover halftime report. And welcome back to Big Monday, presented by Verizon. It's all a part of the ACC on ESPN. And hot shooting first half for the Tar Heels. North Carolina up by as many as 12, and at the break they lead number 3 Duke by 9, 45-36. Beth Mullins along with Stephanie White. Terrific job, particularly from three-point range for this Tar Heel team, and they pounced on the Duke turnovers. The real saving grace for DU was the play of Elizabeth Williams.
Yeah, you could tell that Duke was really going to make an effort to get her touches early. She only had 10 points combined in the last 2 games. They were getting her touches and she was going to work. 16 points on 8 of 14 shooting. She really was the lone offense in the first half. And for Carolina, we talked about it, their three-point shooting, 7 of 15 from the three-point line. They were knocking them down. They were stepping up with confidence.
DeShields and McDaniel combining for 27 points. They were 11 of 15 shooting, 5 for 7 from beyond the arc. Tricia Liston was quiet in that first half. The All-American candidate for Duke as McDaniel comes right out of the locker room and knocks down another triple.
That's how she started the ball game. She has a little bit of space, she's stepping up and she's knocking it down. She's shooting at 37% on the season from the three-point line. You at least have to be there to contest.
She only had 14 triples coming in. She's 3 for 3 tonight. She's out there with DeShields. And that starting group, Mavunga, Coleman, and Gray. Liston with the catch on the inbound, and that's 2 in a row for Trish.
The one thing Carolina did in the first half was they forced Liston to play off the dribble. They were there on the catch. She got the last shot before halftime, and that one where she had enough time and space to get the shot up.
Liston, Peters, Jackson, Jones, and Williams to start out this final 20 minutes for Duke. Their only losses to the 2 teams in front of them in the national rankings. Number 1, UConn. Number 2, Notre Dame. Hard to imagine that the Irish will falter in the next few games, so they need this to stay 1 game behind in the ACC race.
Really good job of pushing in transition. Duke has to find a way to get some more high percentage looks.
Williams with her second block. Only Allison Bales in front of her in the Duke annals as top shot blockers here in Cameron. DeShields steps away from the defender. Around and out. Rebound. The first defensive board tonight for Williams. The no-look. Jackson on the receiving end from Jones. Timeout Tar Heels.
Duke has picked up the intensity on the defensive end. They're active, they're aggressive, and that's leading into their transition offense.
Duke chipping away here in the first minute and a half, and they are down by just 5.
ESPN 6
Games coming your way on Sunday afternoon, including those 2 at 3:30. Check your local listings. North Carolina, NC State, and South Carolina right now in first place in the SEC. They'll take on LSU. They're also available on your Watch ESPN app.
The job Don Staley's doing at South Carolina, that's a team that's taken on the personality of their head coach.
They are up a game on Tennessee and Texas A&M. Big finishing stretch for the Gamecocks. 3 of their last 5 games will be against ranked opponents. And of course, you can see Tennessee taking on Vanderbilt. That's the second game of our doubleheader tonight, as Vanderbilt will look to win for the first time in Knoxville, a rivalry that's been dominated by the Lady Vols. 7 unanswered for Duke in the last minute and 1 second. DeShields, triple team, gives it up to McDaniel. Gray called for the walk. We have seen this young Tar Heel team cough up leads in games. Already in ACC play, they've been up by as many as a dozen here tonight.
They were up 18 against Syracuse, and Syracuse came back to win that ball game. Carolina had 18 of their 29 turnovers in the second half in that matchup. And you can tell, you can feel the energy that Duke has come out of the halftime with on the defensive end.
Blocking foul is called on North Carolina. That's on Alicia Gray, her first. Well, there's so much pride in this Duke program, particularly here at home where they have already lost twice. Now Elizabeth Williams. 19 points on the night. The ESPN.com National Freshman of the Year a couple of seasons ago out of Virginia Beach. And the last 2 years, she's been the ACC's Defensive Player of the Year. They're having a big night offensively.
Elizabeth Williams has done a good job of carrying the offense to this point, but really important for Duke to continue to get other players involved. Get Trish Lishton some shots. Alexis Jones has to be willing to be aggressive and make plays. She's really the only playmaker on the floor for Duke.
Jones tried to get a little too cute with the dish, and they turn it over for the 12th time.
Right idea. Shea Jackson just not quite ready for that pass. Those are ones you have to capitalize on.
Coleman and a block, the third of the night for Williams.
Well, Elizabeth Williams has just been aggressive on both ends. Rim protector, sending him out with authority.
The Shields looking for three. All of a sudden, Carolina has gone cold. 9 unanswered for the Blue Devils.
And we talked about it in the first half. Important when you're knocking down those outside shots to not settle for those outside shots. And Trisha Liston, you got to guard her at the three, but she has really improved off the bounce.
McDaniel picked up the pivot foot as Cameron has come alive. Duke can take its first lead of the night.
And Trisha Liston, just a fundamental player. Look at just a little head and shoulder fake. Gets the Shields to stand up and then takes advantage into the mid-range and off the glass.
Peter is able to clear it away for her along the baseline.
You got that switch, you have to take advantage.
Williams for the lead, short, rebound to Shields. And now the breakout for the Tar Heels. Diamond will pull up, mid-range, got it.
Wow, that's smooth.
Lethal.
Really smooth to Shields, just pure athleticism, skill set, fundamental.
I'll tell you what, you hear a lot, and deservedly so, about how unstoppable Kayla McBride's pull-up J is. That one looks pretty good, too, from Diamond.
Well, her ability to stop on a dime and elevate, and she has a high release point. She doesn't let her momentum take her, though. She still shoots it soft.
Gray into the lane, pull up, and it will go!
What a shot by Alicia Gray.
The freshman touches the entire rim and gets it to fall, and the Tar Heels staying on top. Their first trip to the free throw line when we come back. Oh, it's been a terrific rivalry over the years, and one of the most recognizable faces of Duke and Carolina. Ivory Latta back on board as an assistant coach at North Carolina. She starred for the Tar Heels as their all-time leading scorer, and she and Charlotte Smith, the only two Tar Heels with their jerseys hanging from the rafters.
You know, it's interesting talking to Xylina McDaniel and Diamond DeShields, and they say how great it is to have Ivory Latta on the bench. They said she's a little bit closer to our age.
Yeah.
She's a great communicator, and she is exactly where they want to go, and that's to play professionally, to be able to play for a living.
She was the first ACC player, male or female, to win 3 ACC tournament MVP trophies. This is Haley Peters. Jackson. You think of the Nikki Teasleys and Tracy Reeds and Pam Leaks, some of the names that have starred for the Tar Heels over the years in this rivalry. And then you go to Beard and Mo Curry and Abby Weiner and Katie Meyer, the current head coach down at Miami, played here at Duke. Three-point ball is good again. The Tar Heels dialing it up from deep.
Good patience offensively on that possession. Didn't force the backdoor cut. Coleman stepped into it in rhythm.
Williams on the alley-oop can't finish. So a nice counter punch here from North Carolina after Duke got close. And now Liston will be whistled for the foul. It's 8 straight for the Tar Heels.
Well, you see Latifah Coleman, the backdoor cut not there. Alexis Jones just falling asleep a little bit, giving Coleman too much time and space.
Second foul on Liston. Non-shooting foul. Coleman taking the inbound. Thought about the 3. 9 for 20 for Carolina. Here's Coleman looking to make it 10. And Williams with her 4th swat of the night.
And Duke got lucky right there because you had half of the team in man and half of the team in zone on that out-of-bounds play. And they were able to dodge a bullet because Elizabeth Williams saved the possession.
Coleman. Duke will let her be and give her that shot. They can't do that, though, with DeShields. Mavunga. Triple team spins right into the defender, and Peters strips. For Liston. She's got a couple of triples tonight. The leading scorer for the Blue Devils. Here is Liston. Off the bounce. Got it.
She doesn't need a lot of time or space. Really good screen by Elizabeth Williams to get Liston open. And you see Liston getting some looks, different looks, when she's running the point. Coming off of more stacked screens, going away from the ball and getting it back.
Williams, hand in the passing lane. Jones, nice feed. Rashae Jackson blew the layup. It will stay with the Blue Devils. And as we get ready for the Play for K games coming up this weekend, we'd want to send out some special thanks to our viewers for contributing record donations during ESPN's Jimmy V Week. In December, more than $1.8 million was raised for the V Foundation for Cancer Research. Thanks to all of you that got involved with the V Foundation in December. And we look forward to seeing a lot of pink jerseys in the Play for K initiative, which is also under the V Foundation blanket. Just like that one right there. Check your local listings. Got a whole bunch of games coming your way on Sunday afternoon. McDaniel going off the bounce. Good help defense from Duke. Jones navigating her way through the traffic. Peters, good ball fake.
Peters hasn't been able to get herself going offensively for Duke.
Scoreless, as a matter of fact.
The majority of the scoring going to Liston and Williams down low, but Diamond DeShields.
What a trail by DeShields for 3 more. She's got 20.
If there's one person on the floor that you have to know where she is at all times, it's Diamond DeShields. There cannot be a lack of communication in transition defense. You can play the percentages with other players, but you got to be there when she catches.
Liston to Cheatham. Duke has missed a bunch of bunnies tonight. Diamond DeShields, Xylina McDaniel, terrific, both in double digits tonight. Oh, what a Bad break there for the Tar Heels. They had a couple of players around it, and they knocked the ball out of each other's hands.
Diamond DeShields has been on fire from 3, 4 of 8. You have to know where she is. Carolina's
Monday promo. Looking forward to that, Vandy, Tennessee. Some of the men's Duke players in attendance tonight watching this rivalry matchup. And well, Kara Lawson, I believe, number 5 all-time in scoring at Tennessee. Megan Simmons is number 8. She's only 120 behind. I don't think she'll get there tonight, but it's something that could happen eventually.
but she's creeping up on her.
She's in the rearview mirror. Simmons, of course, in that Tennessee team. None of those current Lady Vols have played in the Final Four. Incredible to think of. None of these current Duke players have played in the Final Four. They've lost in the region final each of the last 3 years, and then 1 year prior to their arrival. It's 4 years in a row to the Elite 8 without getting that breakthrough to the Final Four.
Well, and it's certainly something that is on their mind. Tricia Liston was talking about the fact that they feel, this senior class, a sense of urgency. They've been knocking on the door, and they want to be able to get to that next level.
Offensive rebound for Elizabeth Williams. Duke's been down by as many as 12. They got within 1 here in the second half, and then the young Tar Heels countered with an 8-0 run.
And that's what it's all about. I mean, this is a young team that has to learn how to sustain the runs and come back and be able to answer.
We're seeing a team as well that's growing up over the course of the season. They've got a good resume as DeShields hits for 2 more. She's got 22. It's back up to a 10-point lead.
And she makes it look so easy. She's never in a rush. She plays at a good pace. Almost reminds you a little bit of that pace of Shamiqua Holtzclaw.
Alexis Jones gets 3 of them back. You sense the confidence with this young North Carolina rookie class. They are trying to turn the tide in this rivalry after losing the last 7 in a row before their arrival on campus. And DeShields, her first Duke game, a memorable one thus far, as Coleman sticks it. She's got 9. Williams running the floor, and 1.
What a great find again by Alexis Jones. And Williams, 22 on the night. A great job of running the floor in transition. I think you know when you're on the floor with Alexis Jones, if you run, she's going to reward you. Long outlet, head up. Elizabeth Williams, nobody in front of her, does a good job of catching and finishing in stride.
9 assists tonight for Alexis. She tied the Duke record with 15 of them against Florida State. They have been able to make up for the offense that they lost with the Chelsea Gray injury. They've been giving up more points defensively, however, without her. DeShields was looking for a foul, does not get the whistle.
Well, she's been shooting it really well, but that probably wasn't the best shot at this point in the ball game. You've got somebody closing out on you. Take them off the dribble. Get a better high percentage look.
Delano played Major League Baseball. Her mom, Tisha, a track and field All-American at Tennessee. Liston had it tipped by DeShields. Off the dribble, Roundtree in traffic turns it over. Jackson running with Jones. Jackson taking it all the way. DeShields bothered that shot.
Both teams a little sloppy with the basketball at this point, but neither one making the other pay.
See if they can get it to Williams. She's got 23 tonight. Her career high is 25, and the foul. Will it be 3 free throws coming up here for Jones? It will.
It's a close out and contest. Anytime you're moving forward into the shooter, you're going to get called with that.
Boy, as physical as this rivalry can be, that is just the 10th free throw combined for both these teams.
Yeah, and you mentioned that, and we were talking at halftime about the fact that Duke had Carolina. Duke was in the penalty at 9:42, and they stopped attacking the basket.
Both the Shields and McDaniel have done a nice job of staying out of foul trouble as well after both of them picked up 2 quick ones. Neither has committed a third yet as Jones makes it a 4-point game.
It's a dangerous pass.
Roundtree, deep triple. Long rebound, and the Tar Heels got it. And then we've got a held ball, and it will go to the Blue Devils.
What a hustle play by Butts to come up with the offensive rebound. When you're scrambling defensively like Duke was doing in that half-court trap, you have to pursue the defensive board. And right now, Carolina on that possession, Butts just went after it.
Well, we talk about decision-making too, Stephanie. Roundtree took that shot, a 24% three-point shooter. She had Gray one pass away, who's a 40% three-point shooter. A missed possession for the Tar Heels. Can Duke take advantage?
Well, I'd like to see Duke run some more screens for Liston. Yep. Each time they've run a stagger screen or a double screen forward, they've gotten her a shot.
Jones, tough shot, short. And it's tipped around and kept alive.
Early in the ball game, they ran a little two-man play with Williams where she up-screened for Williams. Carolina switched it so you had a shooter and you had the post you could make your pick.
Touch foul on the perimeter on Roundtree. That's her second. DeShields will return. And she will draw the defensive assignment on Liston. She's hit her last 3 three-ball attempts. They're going to get her a clean look again on the inbounds. And the foul will be called on Danielle Butts.
It's a good look. Haley Peters with a good screen. I think now if you're Duke, you have to become the aggressor. 16 fouls on Carolina. You're getting yourself to the foul line on the next one. You don't settle in offense. You have to attack.
DeShields got a hand on it, and she will be whistled for the foul way in the backcourt on Liston in what appeared to be a 50-50 ball. That's her third.
And again, that's a dangerous pass. You know, you're asking Tricia Liston to outrun Diamond DeShields, and that's a hustle play right there. I don't know about that, but you know, if you're Duke at this point, you have timeouts you can use. You don't want to throw it the length of the floor, leading into a break for Carolina. But they were fortunately able to come up with a foul.
Liston is the second best free throw shooter in Duke history, behind Nicole Erickson. And she converts on both of those free throws. DeShields will have to be careful. She is fouled out of 4 games this year, including their last one, the loss to Georgia Tech. Coleman finds DeShields, and she's got 3 more.
Silences the crowd. That's her 5th 3 of the ball game. The first 15 games of the season, she only made 10. Since then, she's 16 of 34 from the three-point line.
They force the turnover, and heading the other way is Gray, and 1. And the young Tar Heels are growing up here in a very tough environment. They counter again.
Carolina's been able to answer every Duke run. Gray in transition has an opportunity for the and one.
Her first Duke-Carolina game, Diamond DeShields. Oh, been there, done that. Messing around with a career high tonight.
Well, she's been terrific in the mid-range. She's knocked down 5 3-point field goals. That is just so smooth. She makes it look nice and easy. You wouldn't think this is her first rivalry matchup.
She is one triple away from matching her career high. And the 3-ball huge for the Tar Heels. They've got 10 of them tonight. Scratch that, now up to 11. That is the most they have made in an ACC game all year. And 5 of those for Diamond. The State Farm WBCA National Player of the Year, the Naismith National High School Player of the Year, arriving with much hoopla and ballyhoo in Chapel Hill with the #1 ranked recruiting class. And they are determined to swing this rivalry back in their favor.
A #1 ranked recruiting class that was a package deal. All choosing Carolina. They were able to take them all and wanting to win. That's one of the things that she just reiterated. Look, we just want to win. We are a competitive group. We want to continue to get better and win championships.
Duke has been within 1. Carolina countered. Duke got back within 2. Carolina, another punch. Williams off the mark. Mavunga with the rebound. The Shields looking for another. Short. Jones for Williams. And it's a held ball. And it will go to the Tar Heels. Good help defense. Williams with 23. She's just a couple shy of a career high tonight. And the miscommunication as Coleman thought the Shields was going back door. She had it.
I thought that was a really good look. And the Shields just kind of jogged through that backdoor cut. She would have had a layup.
Duke a game behind Notre Dame. They have already lost to the Irish. Both Duke and Carolina will visit South Bend at the end of this month. Irish and Connecticut, the lone 2 undefeateds left in the college game. Just once in NCAA history have 2 unbeatens made it to the NCAA tournament unblemished. Back in 1998, Tennessee and Liberty. In fact, they played in the first round. Tennessee beat Liberty and then went on to win the national championship. But never before had 2 power conference teams gone undefeated into the tournament. And it certainly is looking like a very good possibility for the Huskies and for the Fighting Irish.
It sure is. And Notre Dame certainly has some challenging games left on their schedule, but they have proven coming into a new league that they can continue to be dominant.
Alexis Jones back to the line. Knocks it down. She's got 10. ESPN is a proud partner of the Play for K initiative, which raises money and awareness for breast cancer. Sunday, we've got all kinds of games coming your way, including Kentucky and Tennessee at 1 o'clock on ESPN, also live on the Watch ESPN app. Check your local listings for a host of games coming your way, including Bedlam Part 2, Oklahoma State. This North Carolina team taking on NC State, and first place in the SEC on the line, South Carolina and LSU. Entry pass taken away. Jones will pull up in the paint. Gray, 3-on-2, Gray taking it all the way and count it. Blue Devils have had their hands full all night trying to stop ball, and they can't do it there.
Well, and Alicia Gray just recognizes they're backtracking. Nobody's going to stop me. I am going to force the issue. She's going left where she's comfortable. Another opportunity for an and one. Alicia Gray, first shot of the ballgame was a 3 that she knocked down. Since then, she has been a playmaker for Carolina.
Back up to a 9-point lead under 6 to go. On a night which has had Duke trying to come from behind right from the start. They have never led.
Well, I think it's also important to recognize Haley Peters, who averages almost 12 points a ball game, has 0 on the evening, 0 for 4 from the floor. She has not been able to get herself open or going. on the offensive end. I mean, that's a double-figure score that you're not getting anything from.
And the Carolina women set the tone. Of course, we've got the men's game over in Chapel Hill coming your way on ESPN on Wednesday night. And the Tar Heel women looking for their first win in Cameron in 6 years.
This is about the 4th or 5th out-of-bounds play where Duke has had problems just getting it in bounds. You've got to be better executing, setting better screens if there are switches opening up and slipping to the ball.
Gotta go back to February 4th of 2008. Last time the Heels took the bus back down 15-501. With the victory in hand, Williams doubled and fouled. And Elizabeth Williams will have the 1-and-1. Third foul on McDaniel. This free throw to tie her career high. The Blue Devils are 12 of 16 from the line. Tar Heels 3 for 3. 24 for Elizabeth. 5.5 to go. Of Mavunga. Joanne McCauley wants a timeout. Each side with 3 of them left. For North Carolina, they have dropped 7 in a row. None of these Tar Heels were dressed the last time Sylvia Hatchell and company got a win over Duke. Italy Lucas had a big night, 17 points, 4 assists. And it was the defensive play, the big girl, Walthea Roll late with the swat on the Chelsea Gray drive. And over at the old Carmichael Auditorium, a 2-point win for Carolina back in February of 2011. Since then, all Dukies. But an impressive night here for North Carolina. They started out hot. They have led throughout. Diamond DeShields with 25. Xylina McDaniel's got 15. Alicia Gray has become a steady Eddie. The freshman, 7 straight games now in double digits.
Well, this is a Carolina team. We talked off the top about their youth and inexperience, especially in a rivalry game. But they have come out like they have nothing to lose. No fear. They play their game. They're not getting caught up in the environment or the rivalry. And they've just gone to work.
Looking inside, Williams no. And here is Gray running with Mavunga. Out to DeShields. They heard from their head coach, Sylvia. She spoke to the team yesterday. In remission, her fight against leukemia. And we understand Coach Hatchell is doing well, but she talked to the team yesterday. Andrew Calder said, hey, she reminded these young players, this floor is 94 feet long and the hoop is 10 feet high. And that's all you need to worry about. Gray for 3, and it's good. Triples raining down.
Everything that Alicia Gray has done has been timely. Duke makes a run, she comes back and she's attacking and gets an and one. Again, Duke makes another run, she comes back in attack mode, knocking down timely shots. You've got to communicate. If you're in a zone on an out-of-bounds play, you cannot leave a three-point shooter open. You've got to make sure that somebody's there to cover. Alexis Jones is down covering Mavunga in the corner at the three-point line. I'd rather him throw it to Mavunga right there than throw it to a three-point shooter up top.
And here is where the coaches are probably most proud. On the defensive end, their three-point shooting spectacular tonight, but they are holding Duke to just 32% shooting here in this second half. And as soon as I say that, Liston gets lost and knocks down a tray.
I'd run that play until they stop it.
It's worked every time.
Every time they've run it, which is twice, Liston has gotten a corner three. Can Duke have enough to make a comeback?
Well, the three-pointer, the difference here tonight, North Carolina with 12 of them, reminiscent of UConn coming in here and dropping 12 triples on the Blue Devils in a big win earlier this year. Both UConn and Notre Dame have come into Cameron and gone home with wins. Can the Tar Heels match that? 4 minutes to go. The runner from Gray, yes! 19 for Gray, the precocious freshman who had a 30-point performance against UCLA earlier this year. Here's Jackson to match.
Big shot by Rashay Jackson. The little dribble punch, finding the open player. Again, Duke is in the penalty. They have to keep attacking. That's when you want to get those threes off the driving kick.
The Shields spinning. The fade got it. Diamond to Shields. 27 tonight.
Boy, she makes it look really, really easy. She never gets rushed. She elevates above the defender. She's knocked down 5 threes, so you have to chase her out. Now she shows you her ability to play off the dribble and elevate. Not only elevate, but the little fadeaway to create separation on the spin move.
And now the officials are getting together, and they have determined it is Duke basketball. Diamond was lucky there that she did not get whistled for a foul. It appeared to be contact, and now the officials have changed their mind. Oh, a break there for North Carolina. They'll take it. And Coleman will run the other way with it. Gray. Weak side, McDaniel. Xylina found herself right open on the block, and it's 81-70, under 3 to go.
McDaniel's been quiet in the second half, but she's going to work on the offensive glass. Oh, she got to slip that switch. Elizabeth Williams has to see that. She has to feel that. That's a layup.
Williams calling for it. She gets it and scores.
She's been terrific in this ball game. They've given her the ball. She's been able to go to work. She's made a statement.
26 points, giving her a new career high tonight. With 2:36 to play. Duke in the hunt for a #1 seed, perhaps, in the NCAA tournament, trying to get to the Final Four. Of course, the championship this year, in all likelihood, will go through UConn, the defending champs. And one of your need-to-know players is the sophomore out of Syracuse, Brianna Stewart. 24 points and 10 rebounds Sunday in their big win against Louisville. They are beating ranked opponents this year by 20 per game. For more on Stewart and the need-to-know players, log on to ESPNW.com/need-to-know.
We'll talk about somebody who makes it look easy. The way that Brianna Stewart plays and knocks shots down, she makes it look so easy.
There are the undefeateds, and what's coming up next? Good story on Stewie, as she's known at ESPNW. Graham Hayes has a nice feature on Tricia Liston. Will she be able to make some plays late? Right now, it's the Tar Heels to win or lose. The Shields. Nice ball fake. Baseline drive. Got the basket, and she's fouled.
Great decision by DeShields. Yes, she's been hot. But at this point in the ball game, you have Duke scrambling. Just a little head and shoulder fake gets her the space and the time she needs to get 2 feet in the paint, go up and get an opportunity for an and one.
So smooth for the freshman. acting much older than a rookie tonight in her Duke Carolina debut, looking for her 30th point.
That's a new career high for DeShields as well. And I'm really impressed with the pace that DeShields and Gray especially play with. And Elizabeth Williams still continuing to go to work down low.
Jones now with 11 assists. Here comes the pressure. Offensive foul on Gray. Over-penetrated into Williams.
There's no reason right there. If you're not going to have the layup, if you're not going to pass it off, back it out. The clock is your friend. You've got a 10-point lead right here.
.158 to go. Duke down to just one timeout. Both teams are in the bonus. Duke is in the double bonus. Williams, the skip, Jackson, spotting up for three. Kept alive by Peters. Back to Peters, 1 foot on the line, in and out. Liston couldn't save it, stepped on the end line. 1:34 to go, the ball and a 10-point lead for Carolina.
Great hustle by Duke. But right on the line is Trisha Liston. Get anything off of those second and third efforts.
Long inbound to Gray, and she is fouled. And Alicia Gray with the 1-and-1, 76% shooter. Over the course of the last 3 losses for North Carolina in the last week and a half, they have not been very good from 15 feet away, and that's where they might need to win this tonight. Gray is 3 for 3 at the line.
She's the only one that's attempted free throws. Well, DeShield has one that she just got. You know, Andrew Calder and Xylina McDaniel both, you see that 3 straight games, 58% from the free throw line during that streak.
Look at that. They missed 41 free throws, and they lost those 3 games by a combined 11 points.
Well, one of the things that they were talking about was the fact that they had to get back to their defensive principles. They were not defending in a way that they need to defend to win ball games.
Jones drives and hits for 2. Coleman with a nice step through. Gray attacks the basket and scores. What a job by North Carolina in the second off, repeatedly fending off Duke rallies.
Each time Duke made a run and North Carolina had an opportunity to fold, they did not. They answered the run, they countered with their own punch. This is a tremendous growing experience for a young Carolina team.
A couple of weeks ago, Notre Dame came in here and snapped Duke's 42-game home court winning streak against ACC opponents. And now the Tar Heels trying to add another one on top of that. And have the Blue Devils really scratching their head. You're talking about losses to UConn, Notre Dame, and now UNC. And this is the biggest lead of the night now for Carolina.
When you think about a game plan for Carolina, if you're Duke, you think about transition. You think about defending the one-on-one penetration. This is a team that shoots on the season 31.7% from the 3. You want them to shoot the 3.
Yeah.
Now they've come out and they've knocked them down, and you have to make that adjustment in your mindset, and Carolina just knocking down contested shots.
Rivalry week starting out with a bang. A dozen triples for Carolina and a career high for freshman Diamond DeShields.
Well, early in the ball game, she was knocking down shots from long range. 5 of 11 from the 3, but she shows you how she elevates in the mid-range. She was catching shots in rhythm. She was getting to the paint late in the ball game. We were talking about with Kayla Davis and Diamond DeShields, two of the premier freshmen, not only in the ACC, but in the country. And to be able to come in and put on a show like she's put on a show in a rivalry matchup, what a tremendous experience and what a terrific opportunity for Carolina.
Andrew Calder, the acting head coach, told us before the game, we just want our young players to go out and be instinctual. Don't worry about things. Don't think too much. Just go out there and play our game, and that is exactly what the Carolina youngsters have done tonight.
Well, and you normally see in a transition from high school to college a little bit of bumps in the road. You have not seen that from this young Carolina team.
Their athleticism has taken over at points tonight. Jones gets it back to 11, and Andrew Calder will call a timeout. Each side down to 1. 28 years alongside Sylvia Hatchell on that sideline with Tracy Williams-Johnson, Billy Lee there over the right shoulder, along with Ivory Latta, that coaching staff. Been doing a terrific job. In the absence of Sylvia Hatchell, we look forward to that day, perhaps by the end of the season, that Coach Hatchell can return to the bench. Reports are she is feeling good. Her leukemia into remission after her diagnosis last fall. Gray. Final minute, and Duke will not foul.
We spoke about Coach Hatchell, and Xylina McDaniel talked about how emotional this journey has been for this team. And the freshmen hadn't experienced Coach Hatchell on the floor. She had. And how important it is for them to play for her and to play for her struggle.
And what a huge night for North Carolina. '89 points, the most scored on a Duke team this season. And they will come into Cameron and win for the first time in 6 years. And severely damage Duke's hopes for a 5th straight regular season championship in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
And an opportunity for a #1 seed as well.
North Carolina with the upset, coming to Duke and going home with the W.
Well, what a statement by the young Tar Heels to be able to come into this type of environment, to be able to answer every punch with their own counter.
54 points for the freshmen DeShields and Gray. McDaniel chimes in with 17. And the Tar Heels win it on the road. Here's Todd Grisham.